Malaysia doesn't have a registry for child sex offenders.
They actually do have one, but it's not very accessible to the public. So that was like the argument in this case.
So who is it open to?
It's technically open to everyone, but you have to go through like a very strict process of paperwork to access it. And not everyone can access it. Like they mentioned specifically teachers, people who more or less are in charge of kids and who want to check.
Basically, to some extent, not everyone should know, right? I mean, that's the kind of rationale.
They're sort of like protecting the data of their criminals, basically.
Interesting. Is that common practice with laws? Like, do we protect data privacy for criminals?
I guess the research that you were doing, other countries that had similar registries, how is their registry run?
Is it like open to the public?
The one that we looked into was the one from US, which is open to public. And in fact, it's like mandated that everyone gets to access the information.
There is an argument for criminals not to have their past dredged up all the time because it compromises their ability to find a livelihood. And they are likely to regress simply because they cannot find any livelihood. But in terms of criminals, pedophiles, I think, are a very unique category because it's not like that person would eventually stop having sexual thoughts about children. And that is an incredible burden on society for someone like that to be operating in silence, right?
Yeah, I think we can agree with that statement.
But then I guess how do you find that balance then between respecting privacy of certain individuals who maybe have served their time and deserve a life thereafter, but then at the same time protecting the people who might end up in the vicinity of those individuals?
There is a category of pedophiles that actually are pro-voluntary castration, simply because, you know, being a pedophile, I guess, is something like being homosexual. Like, you can't control how you were born, but by the same token, you know that the things that you are inclined to do are bad for society, so you would try and limit them somewhat.
Yes, everyone should have the right to feel what they're born to feel, but by the same token, it is a much more essential human right to be able to bring up children without fear. So that outweighs their right to feel whatever they feel.